Welcome back to Libcast, the library podcast, hosted by the Library, University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka.
All right, AI enthusiasts, welcome back. If you're like us, you've probably seen a lot of buzz around Google's latest AI release, Gemma 3.
That's right.
We've gone through the source material, and our mission today is really to cut through the noise, figure out what this actually means for the future of AI. So this deep dive will distill the essential insights from, well, quite a stack of sources you've shared, giving you the real story behind what's being called Google's newest family of open AI models.
Exactly. We're looking at how Gemma 3 aims to set maybe a new benchmark for accessibility and innovation.
Okay.
We'll be pulling out the core insights from all that material, giving you a clear picture of its features, its performance, and the broader implications for developers and the wider AI community.
So let's dive right into it then. Google has just launched Gemma 3, described as its latest family of open AI models. Now, open, well, that can mean different things to different companies, right?
It definitely can.
In this context, what exactly does open AI models signify for Gemma 3, and what's its foundation?
Well, what's fascinating here, I think, is that Gemma 3 is built upon the very foundations of Google's Gemini 2.0 models.
Okay.
And the core idea behind open models like Gemma 3, at least as Google defines it, is really about making AI tech more accessible, more usable for a wider range of developers.
Right.
So this particular release, it's engineered to be lightweight, incredibly portable, and highly adaptable. And that's crucial if you're a creator looking to build AI applications across a whole spectrum of devices, cloud servers down to a tiny edge device.
And the timing is quite interesting too, isn't it?
It is.
This comes right after Gemma's first birthday, and it seems the existing Gemma models, well, they've already seen pretty impressive adoption.
Oh, yeah.
Over 100 million downloads, I read, and more than 60,000 community-built variants. They're even calling this whole ecosystem the Gemmaverse.
Indeed.
Yeah.
The Gemmaverse, yeah. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this kind of adoption really underscores Google's stated commitment, to making useful AI technology broadly accessible.
So it's not just talk.
Exactly. The Gemmaverse isn't just some catchy name. It genuinely signals a community-driven movement, one that's aiming to sort of democratize AI development. It shows that when you open up these powerful tools, you just get this explosion of creativity.
Okay, so we've talked about what open means here and the community it's already building, but the real excitement for developers, I guess, comes from what Gemma 3 can actually do.
Right, the capabilities.
Yeah. So let's pull back the curtain on the power under the hood. What are the standout features that make it potentially so powerful and adaptable for developers like you?
Well, first off, the Gemma 3 models, they come in various sizes. Specifically, there's a 1B, a 4B, a 12B, and a 27B parameter version.
Okay, quite a range.
Yeah, and this range lets developers pick a model that's precisely tailored to their hardware, their performance needs. The promise here is faster execution, even on, let's say, modest computational setups, without totally sacrificing functionality or accuracy.
That sounds like a potential game changer for many people. Can you walk us through some of the specific capabilities that, caught your eye in the sources? What's the practical impact?
Absolutely. There are a few key things. First, its single accelerator performance is pretty notable. Preliminary evaluations, the human preference ones on the El Marino leaderboard, they show Gemma 3 outperforming some big rivals like Llama 405B, DeepSeek V3, and O3 Mini on just one accelerator.
Wow.
Then it offers multilingual support across 140 languages.
140?
Yeah, with pre-trained capabilities, which, significantly expands the global reach for applications built on it.
Huge.
Then there's its sophisticated text and visual analysis. This includes advanced reasoning for text, images, and even short video. It allows for more interactive, more intelligent applications, think deep content analysis, or maybe complex creative workflows.
Okay.
A really significant leap, I think, is the expanded 128K token context window.
Right. Context windows are always a big topic. What does that mean practically?
Well, traditionally, AI models kind of struggled with really long documents, right? So what this means for you is that Gemma 3 can analyze and synthesize massive data sets. Think about analyzing entire legal contracts, or maybe multi-chapter research papers.
Or a whole book, maybe?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even a full season of a TV show to extract themes. It can digest the entirety of that huge data set, keeping coherence and pulling out insights that were just well, unreachable before. It's like giving the AI a much, much longer attention span.
Okay, I see.
It also features function calling for workflow automation. Now, this is huge
Why is that so important?
because it lets developers use structured outputs to actually automate processes, to build agentic AI systems more easily. Imagine building an AI assistant. Instead of just replying to your query, if you say, book me a meeting with Sarah next Tuesday, the AI can actually trigger an API call to your calendar software.
Ah, so it takes action.
Exactly. It allows the AI to act on information, not just generate text about it.
Okay.
And finally, Gemma 3 introduces official quantized versions. These significantly cut down the model size, while importantly, preserving output accuracy.
And the big takeaway there for a developer, what's the analogy?
Think of it like taking a huge, high-resolution image file and compressing it way down for email or the web,
Right.
but without losing any noticeable quality when you look at it. For AI models, this means you can actually deploy powerful Gemma 3 capabilities onto devices with limited memory, like your phone, smart cameras, maybe embedded systems, delivering advanced AI right to the edge, which is incredibly challenging before.
That is an impressive list. And the single accelerator performance you mentioned right at the start, that really stands out. Outperforming something like Llama 405B on a single accelerator, that's a significant claim, especially given the scale of some competitors.
It is.
What do you think is the secret sauce there? How does it punch so far above its weight, computationally speaking?
That's a great question, and it really does highlight Gemma 3's remarkable efficiency. You can see it clearly illustrated in the Chatbot Arena ELO score leaderboard. Okay, so despite needing just a single NVIDIA H100 GPU, the flagship 27B version of Gemma 3, it ranks among the top chatbots. It achieves an ELO score of 1338.
And the comparison.
Well, what's fascinating here is that many competitors, they demand up to 32 GPUs, sometimes more, to deliver comparable performance.
32 versus 1.
Right. So this efficiency, it's a core part of its design philosophy. It's about making high-performance AI more accessible, not just for huge labs with massive compute budgets, but for, individual developers or smaller teams too.
Okay, so that efficiency ties into the accessibility theme. Now, what about fitting into existing workflows? How adaptable is Gemma 3 for developers who already have their preferred tools and libraries?
Yeah, that's another core strength. Its broad adaptability is key to driving adoption. It supports all the popular AI libraries and tools you'd expect: Hugging Face Transformers, JX, PyTorch, Google AI Edge.
The usual suspects.
Exactly. And for optimized deployment, platforms like Vertex AI or Google Colab, they're ready to help developers get started with, hopefully, minimal hassle. It also offers NVIDIA optimizations for a whole range of GPUs, from the entry-level Jetson Nano right up to the cutting-edge Blackwell chips. And that's simplified through the NVIDIA API catalog.
So strong NVIDIA support. What about other hardware?
Good point.
Right.
Beyond NVIDIA, it also integrates with AMD GPUs via the ROCm stack. And it even supports CPU execution with something called Gemma.cpp for extra versatility.
Okay.
And if you just want to experiment right away, you can access the Gemma 3 models through platforms like Hugging Face and Kaggle, or even use Google AI Studio for in-browser deployment.
So the goal seems to be lowering the barrier to entry almost everywhere.
Pretty much. Imagine a developer who's already deep in the PyTorch ecosystem, right? Or someone relying heavily on NVIDIA's toolkit. They don't have to completely retool their workflow or learn totally new languages.
Right, less friction.
Yeah, Gemma 3 is designed to kind of slide seamlessly into practically any existing AI development environment, whether you're building on a supercomputer or, like we said, a tiny edge device. It's about meeting developers where they already are.
That sounds truly comprehensive on the compatibility front, but, with such powerful, accessible models, there's always the critical question: responsible AI. How is Google addressing that with this release, especially given these enhanced capabilities?
Yeah, absolutely critical. Google explicitly states in their materials that open models require careful risk assessment, and our approach balances innovation with safety.
Okay, standard statement, but how?
Well, the Gemma 3 team apparently adopted pretty stringent governance policies. They applied fine-tuning and robust benchmarking right from the start to align the model with ethical guidelines. And given its enhanced capabilities, particularly in STEM fields.
Right, science and tech uses.
Exactly. It underwent specific evaluations to mitigate risks of misuse. For example, things like generating instructions for harmful substances. And Google is also actively pushing for collective industry efforts. They want to create proportionate safety frameworks for these increasingly powerful models, advocating for a kind of shared responsibility across the whole community.
And what specific tool are they launching to support this? From a developer's perspective, how do they help implement this safety?
So to play its part in this collective effort, Google is launching Shield Gemma 2.
Shield Gemma 2.
Yeah, it's a 4B parameter image safety checker. It leverages Gemma 3's architecture, and it outputs safety labels across different categories: dangerous content, explicit material, violence, that sort of thing.
And is it flexible?
That's the key point. Yeah. While it offers sort of out-of-the-box solutions, developers can also customize the tool to meet their specific, tailored safety requirements. So it's not just a rigid one-size-fits-all solution. It's meant to be a flexible tool to help integrate safety directly into their development workflows.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, we touched on the Gemmaverse earlier. You said it sounds like it's not just a technical ecosystem, but a real community-driven movement. What tangible evidence of this community do we actually see in action? Are there examples?
Oh, definitely. Projects like AI Singapore's Sea Lion v3, Insight's BGPT in Bulgaria, and Nexus AI's Omni Audio, these are direct testaments to the power of collaboration within this ecosystem.
Can you give an example, like the Sea Lion one?
Sure. Take AI Singapore's Sea Lion v3. That project, built directly on Gemma, allowed them to create a model specifically optimized for Southeast Asian languages and, importantly, cultural nuances.
Things a generic model might miss.
Exactly. Something a generic global model often struggles with. This shows how making these base models accessible really empowers local developers to solve region-specific problems. It helps make AI truly global, not just, English-centric.
And Google is also directly supporting academic research through this initiative too, right? Not just commercial or community projects.
Yes, absolutely. To bolster academic research, Google has introduced the Gemma 3 academic program.
Okay, what does that involve?
Researchers can apply for $10,000 worth of Google Cloud credits, specifically to accelerate their AI-centric projects. Applications actually open today, and they'll remain available for 4 weeks.
$10,000 in credits, that could make a difference for a university lab.
For sure. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, it shows a commitment not just to commercial accessibility, but also to advancing the broader fundamental field of AI through research, which, benefits everyone in the long run.
So when you put it all together then, the accessibility focus, the extensive capabilities like function calling and the context window, that impressive performance on minimal hardware, the broad compatibility, the community focus, the safety tools, what does this all mean for the AI development community as a whole? What's the takeaway?
Well, with its accessibility, its extensive capabilities, and that widespread compatibility, Gemma 3 truly makes a strong case, I think, for becoming a cornerstone in the AI development community. It really seems designed to be a tool that empowers a much wider range of creators.
Right.
It's about democratizing access to cutting-edge AI, fostering innovation from the ground up, basically putting these powerful tools into more hands.
So, okay, we've taken a pretty deep dive then into Gemma 3, Google's latest family of open AI models.
Here we have.
We've seen how it aims to set a new benchmark for accessibility, offering powerful features, multi-language support, advanced analysis, function calling, all while, remarkably, boasting impressive performance on single accelerators. We also explored its broad compatibility with existing development stacks and Google's commitment to responsible AI through things like Shield Gemma 2 and that academic program aiming to empower developers with safety tools too.
It's clear, I think, that this release isn't just about raw power, although it has that. It's really about empowering a broader community of developers and researchers to actually innovate.
Right. So, as you reflect on all this, here's something to consider, a provocative thought perhaps. Given Gemma 3's success in achieving this high performance with single accelerators and its strong, clear focus on accessibility, how might this fundamentally change the landscape for smaller developers or independent researchers looking to innovate in AI? Could it potentially decentralize power away from those huge, compute-heavy labs?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Something to mull over. We'll leave you with that thought.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Libcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending your valuable time with us today. We hope this conversation has sparked your curiosity and given you something new to think about. We're incredibly proud to be Sri Lanka's first ever university library podcast, brought to you by the team here at the Library of the University of Kelaniya. Our goal is to keep bringing you insightful discussions, stories, and knowledge. If you enjoyed this episode, please help us grow by following us. You can find Libcast on all major podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podcast Guru, Podchaser, Amazon Music, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and stay curious.